My name is Saundarya Pathak and I play table tennis. I started my table tennis journey as a ball collector. Yes, a ball collector. My sister and I started playing in our society's basement under the guidance of our coach, Mr. Pavan Negi, who happens to be from Dehradun. I was a very typical girl who liked to play house and kitchen rather than a proper sport. I wasn't so keen in learning table tennis, but I was motivated by my parents to at least give it a try. Initially, nothing much happened. I wasn't able to catch any stroke, partially because I wasn't interested in the game at that time, and partially because I was angry with the fact that my precious time which I used to play with my friends was being taken away from me. However, my sister showed great interest, so naturally sir paid more attention to her. If we had coaching for 2 hours, I played for around 30 minutes and I collected balls for the remaining time. I had mastered the skill of collecting balls because that's all I did for one whole year. After a year of great torture, I decided to stop playing. My sister continued, and after a year, she participated in a tournament and secured 3rd position. She brought an alluring trophy home, and I was so jealous of her. Being the younger sibling, I've always had all the attention, but my sister had successfully shifted all of it to herself. Little me's only goal that time was to bring back all the attention that my sister had stolen from me. And that meant doing something bigger than she had. I had no plan. I was as lost as a needle in the stack of hay. So I decided to start playing again. I practiced very hard. I did everything my sir asked me to do. No questions asked. When I went to play my first tournament, I thought I was ready to conquer the world. When I went to play my first match, all charged up, I went to play my first match and I lost miserably. After analyzing my match, my sir realized that maybe offense game just wasn't for me. So he tried changing my game to defense and that experiment worked. I improved drastically in the next couple of months. In that very tournament, I was oblivious that someone was observing my game. My father later told me that he had introduced himself as Mr. Vibhor Khare, and he was the best coach of our state. And to our delight, he was interested in coaching us as he saw potential in us. He made us play state rankings that year. My highest achievement in one of those rankings was coming 4th out of a group of 4 people. I was very disheartened. So, I had 2 options, either to take it negatively and think that I couldn't do it, or take it in a positive way and think that I came 4th irrespective of how many people participated. I chose the latter and motivated myself to work even harder. By the next year, I had improved my defense game and I had gotten the title of the Great Wall of China by one of the coaches because I was capable of putting the ball on the other side from anywhere on the table. Year after year, I struggled in balancing my studies and game together because my mom wanted me to excel in both. I sacrificed a lot if we see through the eyes of a small kid. Like instead of playing with my friends in the evening, I had to go for hardcore practice sessions. Instead of eating pizzas and burgers, I was being fed vegetables and fruits. I had very little friends in school because I rarely attended school. I also didn't attend any birthday parties because that would mean missing my practice and my coach strictly didn't allow that. He would say that missing 1 day of practice meant going back 30 days. I never had a normal childhood. I had to be very disciplined. But looking back at it now, I think it was worth all the trouble. In 2013, I was given the opportunity to train in Zhending, China. all expenses paid by our state. That year, I also won a national medal, my first national medal, bronze in Ajmer. I had become the first girl in 60 years to win a medal from Uttar Pradesh. But how I couldn't celebrate because my sister had lost her chance of playing in the semi-finals and she was very sad and angry. By 2014, I had achieved more than I could ever wish for. I was in the state team in all the categories for the last 5 years. I had won another national medal in Rajamundry. I got my first India jersey and also won 2 bronze medals in my first international event. By 2015, my sister and I were 3 times champion of CBSE clusters, CBSE Nationals and DPS Nationals. And in 2015, I won another silver medal in India Open in Indore. Yet, my biggest achievement was when I became the women's state champion in 2014. Why? Because my sister was also competing in that tournament and I had never won against my sister or won any tournament in which she had also participated. But in that tournament, I had successfully defeated my sister as well as won the tournament. I was very proud of myself and I wanted to celebrate, but my sister wasn't too happy. My parents were in a confused state whether they should celebrate with the younger daughter or most with their elder one. They chose to be in the background. Thinking about my progress from when I started, I think the game is not what matters the most. Your thoughts do. If you have a positive outlook, you will have a higher percentage of being successful. I personally feel that my game is not much better than my fellow playmates, but how we think makes all the difference. If before a game or some match you think that you won't be able to do it, even if you're very much capable of doing it, there is a 99% chance that you won't be able to do it. But if you think that yes, I can do it, there is no force on earth that can stop you from achieving your goal. Support from your loved ones also plays a huge role. My father has always supported me, even if we had to fight against the world or my mother for it. He always made sure that I got the best of everything. I remember telling him once that I couldn't travel to tournaments by train, so he made sure that I never did. My mother, who is a doctor by profession, left her career even without thinking twice so that her daughters didn't have to travel to tournaments alone. Mummy, Papa, I don't think I can ever put in words how much I'm indebted to you. I also want to thank my coaches, my friends and all those people who have supported me. But also all those people who have told me that I couldn't do it should be thanked more. And trust me, there are lots of people who have told me that I couldn't do it. But out of all, I want to thank my sister the most. I agree, she is my biggest competitor, but she is also my biggest inspiration. I've always looked up to her. I've always learned new things from her. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't have started again after leaving the game. Aishwarya, if you hadn't won that trophy and made me jealous and absorbed all the attention from me, I wouldn't have practiced so hard. She always says that a kite rises against the wind and not with the wind. She is the wind that helped this little kite rise. Thank you.